Good afternoon, everybody. It is now 3 p.m. and I've done nothing today. But I think I'm okay with that because I don't like doing anything on Saturdays. So there's that. Also, it's 3 p.m. and I'm going through a full coffee. I know that is a horrible habit, but I will probably never break it because I love caffeine too much. Yeah, I've done nothing today, which I don't know if that's a good thing because I'm taking a break and allowing myself to recollect myself after a long and busy week, or if it's like not a good thing because I'm just sitting around like a blob in pajamas. But this is like my typical Saturday uniform because by Saturday, oh, it's not looking pretty. I mean, I look kind of dead right now, so but yeah, so that's where we're at, deciding whether or not to continue procrastinating, which I probably will. I'll do things tomorrow, it's fine. I have a plethora of skincare things, just things that I, get in like subscription boxes or things that I just buy to try and see if they'll work on my skin and like for like the different things that I'm going on with my skin. So I've literally tried like a lot of products. I couldn't give you an exact number because it's been a very long few years because my acne gets out of control a lot, and it really kind of started like once I hit middle school, because I went on the Depo shot when I was 11. So for the last couple of years I have had pretty severe acne, pretty significant weight gain, and like my face has been like super puffy and like just kind of bloated looking, and like my whole body in general has kind of like looked like that. And then I think finally my body has kind of reached a stage where it has been able to like regulate things or like get used to it, and so now things are kind of balancing out. So I've been able to lose a lot of the weight that I had when I was younger. My face is a lot less puffy, and my acne, it's like gotten better, but like it's still there, and like part of it is stress and it's just a natural thing. But like, and then so I've tried a lot of different things, a lot, which is what I started this video with. And I'm on this new like set of skincare that's specifically for like acne and like severe acne, because, and I'm sure you've been able to see in different videos, like sometimes it'll be like so extreme that my whole face looks like you could play like connect the dots. So I'm on this new one and I'm thinking that it's working, but like I don't know, and maybe it's just because like it's my face, so like I kind of see more issues with it, like in terms of like the acne and like the scarring from the acne. But like, I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but like I feel like it'll always be like a constant battle trying to like get it under control. And so I've been on the new skincare stuff for 2 weeks, and I will admit sometimes I skip, but I feel like for the most part it looks okay, but I don't know. But in a couple of weeks I'll come back with like another little update, but just because I've just started it recently, I thought this would be a good starting point to kind of be like, okay, here's where we are at kind of the beginning, where we're at in a couple weeks. Just because it has been, Jesus. Side note, neighbors suck, especially above you. Those people run around and pound and, like, I don't know how many kids they have. They must have enough to populate a circus, because holy moly, they are just up like every hour. Like I go to bed at 9. Like, I don't go to bed, I just get in bed because I want to be comfortable. And they're still, and it's little kids. Like, I've seen all the toys and stuff that they have. It's like, they're not old, but they're not like 2-year-olds either. And so it'll be 9 o'clock, and they'll still be up there pounding and jumping and skipping and hopping and doing everything under the sun, and it is so frustrating. And I might lose my mind. I think my mom might lose her mind before I lose mine, though. So we shall see. But yeah, it has just, back to the topic again. It has been a long road trying to like get my body to like chill out. Just because I started on the shot super young, kind of like right when all of my hormones and like growth and everything associated with that was just like in full force. But yeah, so just girly things. Anyway, on to more fun topics, or what I consider fun topics. I finished another book. I showed you this book a couple of weeks ago in my sick day cheer up book buying splurge. It's called Where the Crawdads Sing, and you might have heard of it because it is gonna be a movie that's, I don't know exactly when the release date is, but I think it's like within the next month or two, or maybe even later than that. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the commercials. I just heard that it was going to be made a new movie, so then I decided to read it. And this is one book where I hope that the movie and like the producers and like the people writing the script stay close to the source material, because it is such a good book. Like, so it's like a courtroom drama with like mystery, and also like it's a coming of age too, and like it's mainly focused around this crime and like events leading up to it and then events after it, and all of that. And then you get to see like everything play out, like with the court and the lawyers, and you get to see each case be presented. And I had a firm stance the entire time, and then the ending had to go and twist it all on its head, but in such a fabulous way that I literally, like, my jaw fell open. I was like, as I was reading, I was like, and it just got like bigger and bigger because I couldn't believe what was actually written on the pages. It was such a good book. I highly recommend getting it and reading it before the movie comes out if you want to go to the movie, because it is beautiful. And now I am switching gears a little bit. I'm reading this. Hello, Caroline from the future, while I'm editing this video. In this video, I say that I have 150 pages left of the book, and then I finished the book the next day. It was very good. I loved it. You really couldn't, obviously it was a biography, so like, you know the ending kind of, like it's already happened, they're just like retelling it. But yeah, it was a really good book, and I'm just letting you guys know that I finished that one too. Moving right along through my never-ending to-be-read list. I started this a little while ago, probably a month and a half, but now I'm like really trying to focus on it because it's one of the last few that I was like actively reading, because within my reading pile I'll like start multiple books, but then I'll only get like a few pages into each, and it kind of annoys me like when everything starts, like when books start stacking up and I've got like a million bookmarks, and like, you know, like I just like to finish like a good chunk before I start another one entirely. So I'm about 150 pages away from ending this. This is, I should probably tell you what it is. It's called Elizabeth and Mary, Cousins, Rivals, Queens. And it's a biography about Elizabeth I, who ruled England, and Mary, Queen of Scots, who ruled Scotland in the 16th century. I'll kind of read that back to you because it's very like heavy historical stuff that's kind of difficult to explain, because it's like, it's not like a fictional story and I don't want to get things wrong. So get my reading voice ready. Okay. The political and religious conflicts between Queen Elizabeth I and the doomed Mary, Queen of Scots, have for centuries captured our imagination and inspired memorable dramas played out on stage, screen, and in opera. But few books have brought to life more vividly than Jane Donne's Elizabeth and Mary the exquisite texture of the two women's rivalry, spurred on by the ambitions and machinations of the forceful men who surround them. Against the backdrop of 16th century England, Scotland, and France, Donne paints portraits of a pair of protagonists whose formidable strengths were placed in relentless opposition. Protestant Elizabeth, the bastard daughter of Anne Boleyn, whose legitimacy had to be vouchsafed by legal means, glowed with executive ability and a visionary energy as bright as her red hair. Mary, the Catholic successor whom England's rivals wished to see on the throne, was charming, feminine, and deeply persuasive. The two such women, queens in their own right, should have been contemporaries and neighbors, sets in motion a joint biography of rare spark and page-turning power. It is very good. It's more, it is an accurate historical account, and it is just like the amount of work that goes into these books, and the fact that like the entire last like 50 pages or so is just like for notes and like the bibliography section. Like, just gosh, the amount of work and just things that you have to do when writing books like this, it's insane. But it's a very good book. If you're a history nerd like I am, you will enjoy it. But yeah, so that is currently, I have 2 more books that I'm like in the middle of, because like I said before, I kind of tend to start a lot of books and like leave them in weird spots, and then I'll like pick up other ones, and then some I won't even touch. So whenever I have like a lot that I'm in the middle of, I always try to like get it down to the least amount, so that I can like focus on the ones that I haven't read. So I have this one, and then I have one called Beautiful Caroline from the Future. Just letting you know that I finished Beautiful Darkness just before I started editing this video. It was so good. I loved it. And now I am on to A Short History of France. So just wanted to let you know that one is done too, and I really enjoyed it. And then there's a one called The Land of the Firebird, which is about Russia and kind of like the religion, the different like the ballet, the opera, the different art, architecture, and notable people. So kind of like it's a history of the country, but more the contemporary side of it, I guess. So those are the last ones that I am in the middle of, and I'm hoping to get this one then for the weekends out, and then I have a 4-hour car ride on Monday, and then a 4-hour car ride back. So I'm hoping to be able to finish another one on Monday, and then yeah, then I can start some other ones. But that is me. I am planning on writing some more this weekend. I told you guys in a last vlog about the novel that I was kind of working on, getting the structure and the details kind of sorted out and figured out how it was gonna go. So now that I've kind of got basic details, I can start focusing on like the more fun stuff, like how it's actually gonna work out, because I've only got 2 paragraphs to read. I have so many ideas, like in my head. It is magnificent, it is glorious. Just putting those thoughts onto paper is like, no, I don't want to do it, but I want to like think about it and, you know, all that fun stuff for as long as possible. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do that. I am procrastinating again on algebra homework, but we all know that even though I procrastinate, I get things done. I don't know how I have gotten through school, because like I procrastinate greatly. But yeah, and to further that, I've got a painting, or not a painting, just like a picture that needs to be hung up over there. So that's also on the agenda today. Lots of pointless stuff, but it's what I do. Hello everybody. I'm coming to you from a different location. I'm in the car. This is a new, very different place. I actually have no clue where we are at the moment. We have been driving all afternoon because we spent the day in St. Paul at doctor's appointments. So I'm pretty sure we have crossed the state border back into Iowa, because that's just the vibe that this has given me. Caroline again from the future. I feel like I need to explain this clip a little bit. So I had been at doctor's appointments all day, good lord, all day, and during that doctor appointment, I had to get an MRI done. And an MRI is just a more enhanced image of your insides, because they thought something was like going on in my back. It's not, I'm fine, we're all good, all clear. But they wanted to make sure. So I go in for this MRI, but I have an implant in my stomach called a baclofen pump. I don't know if you'll be able to see it if I'll elevate a little bit. Wow, this is entertaining. Okay, so it's in my stomach, so just, you won't see anything, but I'm just gonna pull it down. Jeez, aren't these pants really that tight? Good lord. So I don't know if you can see that very well. Also, my stomach is like the part of my body that I hate the most. So, yeah, this is great. Okay, see that right there? It kind of sticks out more than the rest. I'll try to isolate it. And then you can see the scar right there. So that's my pump. It's in my stomach. Again, I don't really like my stomach very much, so we're just gonna cover it back up. But so in this MRI, it's a giant magnet, basically, and my pump is titanium metal, I believe. So the pump and the MRI kind of interfere with each other a bit, and for the MRI to function, the pump stops working. It stalls and then it shuts off. Eventually it turns back on, but it takes a minute. So the pump shut off for probably 20 to 30 minutes, meaning I was unmedicated for 20 to 30 minutes, and it's a muscle relaxant. So, and yes, I'm eating frosted graham crackers. It's a muscle relaxant, so it's obviously a drug. And I was without it when I'm constantly with it. So what I'm thinking happened is when it shut off for its little half-hour period and then re-turned on again, the medicine like had to get going through my system again. So I am 92% positive that during this whole clip, I'm just slightly, ever so, maybe high on baclofen. So that's why this clip is a little deranged. The whole drive the rest of the way, and even when I got home, I literally felt so floaty, so great. Like, I was chilling. Nothing could, like, it was great, but, like, I was so tired, and I was like, what's happening? And I was like, oh, it's probably just the medicine. So, forgive me. And also, there are some creepy people at gas stations, but we're just not gonna think about that. But yeah, and of course, Matthew couldn't go a whole trip without a Mountain Dew, so there we are. Speaking of creepy people at gas stations, whenever he leaves me alone in a car, and it's specifically at a gas station, he puts the child lock on, and, like, I'm sure, like, some of these people are great, like this man next to us. He's looks like a very nice older gentleman, and it looks like he got an ice cream cone. So, like, he's probably just fine, small, and dandy. But not everybody's fine, small, and dandy. Yeah, so, I'm here waiting. And I'm debating whether or not to plead with my mom to let me not go to school tomorrow. But you know what? Because I said a lot of things in these clips that now needs to be updated. Number one, I did ask my mom if I could stay home from school. She did not go for it because I'm already going to be home from school on Friday because I'm getting my wisdom teeth out on Thursday. So she was like, no, amigo, not happening. And then second of all, I have a couple of things. I went to school and Spanish was okay. Algebra, I'm pretty sure I either passed that test just barely or I just totally failed it. We will see what happens. Third of all, I said at the beginning of this clip that we had crossed the state border. We hadn't yet. We were still in Minnesota. So again, my mind not in its prime state at the moment. Because I have, like, a lot that I need to get done. I have a math test to study for that I'm, like, in the process of studying for, but, like, we're not going to get home until early evening, and I don't want to, like, kill myself tonight. So, like, maybe if I'm really, like, persuasive and ask nicely, she'll let me. But I doubt it because I'm getting my wisdom teeth out on Thursday. And I'm already missing school for the Friday after. So, I might have to just push through. But I'm gonna try not to. And I keep looking around just to, like, see when Matthew is coming out and what exactly he comes out with. Because even though I told him I didn't want anything, I wouldn't mind a snack. Yeah, also I got my sunglasses. They're really cute. Yeah, and I'm sleeping. I've been asleep for like an hour. And I slept coming up this morning, so it's great. I'm all rested. But I don't want to do any of my work. Or I do, but, like, I'm overwhelmed. Does that make sense? But yeah, so I'm thinking, because this drive is killing my phone battery, then I'm gonna have to plug my phone in soon, which means for entertainment purposes, I'm gonna just switch to my iPad, which is fine. I like my iPad.
but yeah. Also, I look rough. I have had a day. I have transferred 4 different times. I got on a table. I laid down on the table. I got off the table. I was lifted in and out to adjust the seat on the chair. And then I had to go up and down because I had to change clothes for an MRI. So I had to do that. Then I had to get into another wheelchair for the MRI because my chair would screw up the MRI. And then I had to get on the MRI table. And then there is a very stylish man wearing a top hat. Jeez, that is fancy pants. Anyway, then I had to get on the MRI table. Then within the MRI table, because they had to get different shots of my back and spine, they kept like moving the table up and down, and it was very scary. But I got to watch Harry Potter the whole time, and it was fine. Also, there's nothing wrong, apparently. My doctor looked at it and he said everything was a-okay. There's a person right next to me. See, this is what I'm talking about. I get real scared at gas stations. This is not okay. It'll be okay, but it won't be okay, but I'll be okay. Where is Matthew? Literally, he's just getting a pop. You can tell I get very freaked out. I just like watch too much like criminal minds and true crime, and all I can immediately think of is that I'm gonna get kidnapped by a serial killer, and no one will ever find my body and know what happened to me. It's great. But yeah, everything is fine with my back, which I am totally like flabbergasted by, because the pain that I'm having is so intense that I was like, there can't not be something wrong. Like, there's gotta be something. No, it's clean. My chair is just a mess, apparently. Which I could have told them. It's been a long day. Ugh, and I've done nothing. I need to do something.
As I said, a mess, a little deranged. But I'm here. I have regained control of all of my faculties. My body has figured itself out. Now we're just coasting until I get my wisdom teeth out, which will be so fun. So look out for those vlogs, because I'm sure those will be something to watch.